Hello, we are Sorted Food, and today our three normals are competing to create 4 portions of a delicious dish in just 30 minutes and on a £5 budget. I'm going to judge it at the end, as well as being a little judgmental throughout. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, cook off! No time for a sandwich, Jay.
Don't worry.
Mike, you're on the front, what are you doing?
I'm making a mushroom and leek pie served with crispy lemon chicken.
Sounds delicious. And you're starting with puff pastry, which we know from a recent Pick the Premium, you've gone for the more basic option.
What I am doing is scoring the edge sort of halfway down into the pastry, because I'm going to whack this in the oven and the middle is going to puff up and create a lid.
Sounds like a huge rectangular vol au vent to me.
It's a huge rectangular risk.
Meanwhile, Baz, you're cracking on with veg. What have you got that for?
This is the base to my broth, which will also go with my delicious ramen dumplings. But right now, I've got some hearty veg going in, carrots and onions and garlic, cooking it out with some mushrooms and then the stock with the sachets from these bad boys.
You...
What?
I'm taking your garlic.
No. Only half an hour. Also, we're quite tight for time, so I'm multitasking by cooking my eggs for 7 minutes for a nice soft boil, I hope.
Jay.
Yo.
What are you doing with your sandwiches?
Number 1, I've made a whole bread tunnel. I am making chorizo and feta bread panadas, serving it with a sweet corn and tomato succotash and pesto broccoli. So I'm going to all corners of the world to create an amazing dish, which is a big hack and a big cheat on empanadas.
I'm a big fan of letting those crusts go a bit stale and then blending them up with whatever leftover herbs you might have, and they'll go on top of fish to bake or top of chicken as like a herby crumb.
So having cut out big circles of bread, I'm then rolling them flat, adding slice of chorizo, bit of feta, slice of chorizo, adding another circle of bread on top, pressing down with a ramekin, and then sealing them in, brush them with oil, and they'll go into an oven, really hot, 230 degrees Celsius, for about 12 minutes.
Jay, can I ask a question as a friend?
Yes, mate.
Is your dish going to cause an international incident?
Mike, your jar of mustard, we've charged you for the entire jar because you had to buy it, but you're not using it all.
Thanks for that.
But what are you using some of it for?
Well, in here is lemon zest, lemon juice, mustard, garlic, all mixed together, and it's going to create the seasoning base for my chicken thighs. These here have been in the fridge uncovered for 24 hours, and that dries the skin out. I've allocated the biggest chunk of my budget to the chicken, which is the right thing to do. In this case, skin on. Crispy skin is key, hence why I'm keeping it out of the main pie, because that's going to win me the battle, that skin.
I would say, if you're leaving the chicken uncovered in your fridge overnight, make sure it's on the bottom shelf, just so you don't get any of the cross-contamination.
Ebbers is our health and safety officer. He went on a first aid course.
It's true, I'm liable. Another really nice tip with the chicken thighs, by cutting into the bone, you kind of open up so heat will get in quicker and cook through to the bone. Okay, Mike, you're gonna have to get that chicken in. You've had 1/3 of your time.
Look at that, look at that. Season with salt and pepper on the top, and then they go into the oven for 10 minutes before I grill them later on. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, we are cheek to cheek.
For my broth, chuck in a load of water and my spring greens.
Middle core's a little bit tough, you want to cut those out. But spring greens are another great example of a veg. You get an awful lot for your money.
Let's talk tomato sauce. Tablespoon of oil going in with some chopped chorizo from the same slices that I had earlier. I'm going to add in some sweet corn, some garlic, let that all fry out, and then I'm going to add in chopped tomatoes to turn it into my succotash.
I'm having some of your oil.
No, you're not.
I am.
Well, I had some of yours, to be fair, so.
You I was wondering where that went. Right, I'm using all your oil then.
Mike moving on to his other affordable veg, leeks and mushrooms. Good logic with order of ingredients, so leeks going in first, so I need the longest. Then while they're cooking, chopping the mushrooms, then adding those in, the garlic's in. You're kind of building those flavours. Potentially ingenious use of instant ramen noodles, Baz. What on earth are you doing?
Potentially. Ha!
So for my ramen noodle dumplings, I'm taking the noodles and I'm going to smash them to smithereens and then re-mould them back into dumplings with a little bit of egg and a bit of water. Ideally, I would have used 3 eggs for this mix, but I haven't got enough cash, so a bit of water's going to have to do.
Halfway through.
No!
What? You didn't push play, did you?
Why would you have to push play on an oven?
Because it's electronic, Grandad.
They're not even...
Jay's lost the battle.
These have been in the oven for 10 of the 12 minutes.
Mate, just double temperature. That's fine, that's how it works.
Oh, nothing's happened.
Or use the microwave. It's a microwave as well.
Do you know why nothing's happened? Because it wasn't turned on.
You've only got 9 minutes left.
Jay, it's not going to happen, but you might as well just crack on through, right? Just make it regardless.
The point is that they were supposed to be cooked before the end of the battle. Now, I have 9 minutes.
Baz is working with a dumpling mix. Gonna have to work quickly, they need 6 minutes of boiling.
I'm definitely out of my comfort zone. This feels wrong.
Oh, what are you doing? I've got to put the grill on that, mate.
No, you can't.
Watch me.
No!
I now need to change the setting on the oven, which I had preheated well before we started, and change the setting to grill, because now I'm going to grill the skin.
Well, just don't leave it open. Just...
You have to. It's a grill.
Well, give me the tea towel so I can get mine out.
What's your problem?
Time.
You should have pressed the play button.
Yes, on an oven.
Yeah, it's pretty backwards, isn't it?
Watch back, Baz.
Our Meal Packs app helps you become an all-cooking, food waste fighting, cost hacking, friend impressing, always learning, legendary home cook. It also gets dinner on the table.
There's 3 elements to my dish. One is the bread panadas. Who knows what's going to happen to them? The second is the succotash. That's good, that's going. The third is my broccoli. I'm going to cut this into small florets. I'm going to fry it off in some oil in a really hot frying pan. Once the broccoli's got a really nice char to it, it's going into this bowl with pesto, spring onions, garlic, feta, mixed all up, served.
Cheaty budget time, Ebbers. My £1.25 per portion would not stretch to an entire bag of flour, nor would it butter. So, whereas I would traditionally make a roux, I'm using a pre-bought tin of chicken soup. It's delicious, it's thick, and it's going straight in with my mushrooms, my leeks, and my garlic.
And it's already seasoned. Worth saying, if you're making this at home and you've already got flour and butter and you might have milk in the fridge, you could basically make a roux and a bechamel around this and it becomes almost free. Within the constraints of this challenge, we wanted the boys to pay for everything they need. So that's why the soup is a really good hack.
And seeing as I have this jar of mustard that you made me pay for the entirety of, I'm using a teaspoon of mustard as well.
Last 6 minutes. I love dumplings when they are cooked in a broth like that.
Luckily, they need 6 minutes to cook. In that time, I'm going to peel my eggs and also get my ham in there as well.
We're going to ask you to plate up all 4 portions today to prove that we're getting 4 portions out of it. Baz, this looks like a nod to some of the sort of spam ramen you can get in places like Japan.
Yeah, this is tinned cooked ham. Relatively cheap as a cut of meat, but if you cut it thinly, it works lovely in this dish. You could also fry it as well to get some crispy edges, but I haven't got time for that.
There's always a bloody, pressure point for my dishes.
So in theory, your vol au vent pie lid should come off in 1.
In theory, Ebbers, key phrase.
Mike, there's a lot of smoke coming from your oven.
I hope not.
Whoa!
Crispy chicken.
Lucky I'm here.
Thanks, Ebbers.
Okay, you need to start thinking about plating up. Last couple of minutes.
This is what you call soft boiled egg. Beautiful for dipping your soldiers in, no for a bowl of broth.
That's what we're looking for. I've reduced it right down. It's sloppy, it's delish, and that's going into my pie.
Everyone loves a pie. It's proper comfort food. Almost as comforting as soup and dumplings.
What are you talking about? It's more comforting, Ebbers. You've already made your mind up.
I'm also a big fan of the amount of veg that Jay's cramming in.
It's because he hasn't got any empanadas to serve.
Last 90 seconds.
So I've just tipped a little bit of hot water into the pan because I'm going to make the most of this juice. I'm going to serve it in a little pot alongside as a sort of very cheaty gravy.
Uh-oh, lid's cracking, lid's cracking. Last 60 seconds.
No one will know.
Jay, you need to get your pretty things out the oven. Loads of fresh coriander, almost treated as another vegetable. There's so much going in. You've bought the packet, you're going to use it all. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away. 12 plates of food. Looking forward to tasting them all. But first, let's get them to sexies.
Yours look a lot less like bread than I expected.
Boys, yet again, real variety across 3 very different everyday meals. Right, you guys have got tastings on the side as well, but I'm going to start with this one. Straight off, I'm going to compliment you on your eggs. The veg also cooked really well. The carrot, nice and soft. The mushrooms, still big pieces, but nicely cooked, as is the spring green. It's not kind of overcooked. The dumplings are as you'd expect of mushed together noodles. They're a lot denser than a fluffy dumpling, but actually 3 of them in the bowl here, it's just about the right portion. It's kind of nice. It's a very different texture than I was expecting, but not in a bad way, just unusual.
Oh, that is delicious. I'm surprised at how flavoursome the broth is.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be that intense. Great job.
It's very comforting, it's very wholesome. This one, the classic kind of 3 component parts to an everyday meal. I like that, especially with how much veg is going on. Really good use of those slices of chorizo in a number of different places.
Ooh.
And unlike this one, which looks super comforting, your plate, Jay, looks super inviting. It's kind of colourful, it's fresh, it's got almost like a spring summer vibe going on, even though the ingredients are mostly tinned and or broccoli, which I would associate as a winter veg, but it looks really inviting.
The feta broccoli, amazing little bit.
End result is really staggering.
It gives you what you want.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like bread.
Experience-wise, it gives you what you want without it having the effort of pastry.
On their own, as a little packed lunch like filler, is a really smart idea. And again, using 2 ingredients, chorizo and feta, that are already highly seasoned and flavourful, it's kind of smart. That's great. I love the technique of the bread panadas. I love the flavour of that succotash.
The succotash is something that I'll take into my cooking for sure, because that is so easy and
So easy.
really delicious.
Damn, that
They
was
are
good.
2 dishes that you do not want to follow, I'll be honest. They are strong.
And yet you're going to. With a really hefty portion of pie. And it's easy to look at it and think, actually, what I really want is a whopping great big side of like spring greens on the side.
Nope, you've got
But you
chicken.
forget just how much mushroom and leek is inside of the pie, that's basically a vegetable pie with some chicken on the side. Again, it looks kind of homely and wintry, and yet it tastes, because of all of the lemon juice, all of the lemon zest and the mustard, really kind of zingy, actually. And that sauce, the reduction that you did right at the end to pour over, means none of that chicken flavour goes to waste.
Wonderful chicken as well.
Which is annoying, because normally,
It's a standout loser.
there's one that's a bit meh, and 2 fighting for first place. I don't think we have that today. We've got 3 standout dishes. So I think you've got most surprising, arguably most favourite comforting, and perhaps most creative within the budget. But there has to be a winner.
You say there has to be a winner, Evers. There has to be a 3rd place first.
Oh, does there?
Yeah, we got to do it.
In 3rd place.
Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
By literally the thickness of a ramen instant noodle, it's that one.
Did not see that coming.
And whilst hugely wholesome and nicely balanced, the only thing is the texture of those dumplings isn't sublime, but it does deliver. Which leaves these 2 to pick a winner from. And today, best use of the £5, I think, goes to... I think it's going to be Jamie. And again, it's the conceptual idea of the sandwiching of bread with filling, and you can take that so many different directions. And the 2 veggie sides, even though one is full of cheese and pesto as well, really, really good.
Oh, I'm really happy with that.
That's my decision, but over to you guys. Comment down below which one would have taken your win, and obviously tight constraints here, but you could just take little tips and tricks from each of them, create your own dishes, but we will also publish these so you can give them a go. Links downstairs.
Jay, I'm just looking at the thighs.
Okay.
And my chicken's doing quite well as well. Way!